What happens when the past you can't forget meets the future you can't avoid? Heartland S19 is not just about continuing a story. It's about walking the fine line between old memories that still shape the present and new beginnings that will change everything. Fans are holding their breath because this season carries the weight of 2 decades of love, pain, growth, and resilience. The question is, how will the Bartlett-Fleming family hold on to what matters most, while facing the changes they can no longer run from? Heartland has always been more than a show. It's been a home. For 18 seasons, audiences have found comfort in the laughter around the dinner table, the quiet wisdom of Jack Bartlett, the determination of Amy Fleming, and the fiery spirit of Tim. But in season 19, the comfort of old memories comes face to face with the uncertainty of what lies ahead. This season feels heavier, deeper, because it is not just another chapter, it is a crossroad. Every character carries a history, and every decision they make now will decide what kind of future Heartland Ranch will have. Jack Bartlett stands once again as the anchor of the family. His weathered hands and wise words remind everyone that time may take away many things, but it cannot steal the strength of love and tradition. Yet Jack is older now, and his role is shifting. He is no longer just the man holding the family together. He is the guardian of the memories that define them all. Every glance, every story, every piece of advice feels more precious because fans know Jack's time is limited. The suspense comes not from whether he will still guide the family, but how long he can continue to carry the weight of being their foundation. Will the next generation be strong enough to step up when Jack can no longer do it alone? Amy Fleming, once the young girl discovering her gift with horses, is now a mother balancing her daughter's future with her own unshakable bond to the ranch. For years, Amy has been the heart of Heartland, resilient, tender, and unbreakable in the face of grief. But season 19 asks something new of her. She must teach her daughter not only how to ride, but how to carry the values of Heartland into a world that is constantly changing. For fans, this is where the suspense lies. Will Amy succeed in keeping the spirit of the ranch alive while also allowing her child to build a life of her own? Or will she hold too tightly to the past, afraid to let go of the memories that made her who she is? Lou Fleming, always torn between ambition and responsibility, enters season 19 with burdens that feel heavier than ever. She has spent years trying to balance leadership, family, and her own happiness. But this new season will test her like never before. The ranch, the town, and even her own heart seem to be pulling her in different directions. Fans know Lou well enough to understand that she won't quit, but the suspense comes in wondering how much more she can handle before something finally gives way. Will her choices strengthen the family's future, or risk breaking apart the unity they've worked so hard to protect? And then there's Tim Fleming, the man who has spent years stumbling between mistakes and redemption. His story has always been unpredictable, filled with conflict, stubbornness, and flashes of vulnerability. In season 19, Tim faces the truth that he can't outrun his past forever. Old wounds are reopening, and new responsibilities are demanding his attention. Fans know that Tim loves fiercely, but his way of showing it often causes more pain than healing. The suspense of his journey lies in whether he can finally break the cycle, or whether his fire will once again burn the people he cares about most. The younger generation is no longer just watching from the sidelines. Georgie returns with fresh determination, her passion for show jumping colliding with the reality of adulthood. Her dreams are bigger than the ranch, but the question is, can she chase them without leaving her family behind? Nathan, too, finds himself at a turning point, torn between proving himself and finding his place in a family that still feels unfamiliar. Together, they carry the promise of new beginnings, but also the risk of forgetting the old memories that make Heartland what it is. Season 19 begins like a storm on the horizon, calm for now, but with the energy of change crackling in the air. The Bartlett-Fleming family is standing at a threshold, holding onto the memories that have kept them strong, while facing new challenges that will test their bond like never before. The suspense doesn't come from explosions or shocking twists. It comes from the simple, powerful truth of life itself. Families grow, people change, and nothing stays the same forever. The question Heartland asks in this season is one we all face. How do you move forward without losing sight of where you came from? Every season of Heartland has carried its own rhythm, but season 19 feels different. It is not only about the continuation of stories, it is about reflection. The ranch, the land, the horses, and the family dinners have all been witnesses to nearly 2 decades of struggles and triumphs. And now, as the new season unfolds, those old memories rise like echoes, guiding the choices of the present. This is what makes Heartland so unique. It never lets go of the past, because the past is what makes the future meaningful. At the center of this emotional journey is Jack Bartlett. Fans know that Jack is more than just a grandfather. He is the keeper of Heartland's soul, the living memory of everything the family has endured. But in season 19, there is an undeniable shift. Jack has grown older, and with age comes the weight of knowing that the future will one day move forward without him. This quiet awareness lingers in the background, creating suspense even in the smallest moments. When Jack gives advice, when he tells a story, when he looks across the ranch, it feels as if every word, every gesture carries double the weight, because it may be one of the last lessons he passes down. Fans cannot help but wonder, who will take up Jack's mantle when the time comes? Who will be strong enough to carry his wisdom forward? Amy Fleming's path is equally layered. Her journey has always been tied to healing horses, healing her family, and healing herself after devastating loss. But now, Amy faces her most personal challenge yet, guiding her daughter while finding balance in her own life. For years, Amy leaned on the memory of her late husband and the values her mother instilled in her. In season 19, the line between memory and future becomes blurred. How does she honor what came before while preparing her daughter for a life that is entirely her own? Every decision Amy makes feels heavier because it is no longer just about her. It is about the next generation. Fans feel the suspense in her every step. Will she be able to protect the spirit of Heartland while giving her daughter the freedom to grow? Or will the weight of old memories keep her from embracing new beginnings? Lou, on the other hand, represents the constant struggle between ambition and family. Over the years, she has carried more responsibilities than anyone else. She has been a mayor, a businesswoman, a sister, a mother, and the bridge between tradition and change. In season 19, Lou's balancing act reaches a breaking point. The town demands her leadership, the ranch needs her stability, and her own heart quietly longs for peace. For Lou, the suspense lies not in whether she will rise to the occasion, but in how much she will lose of herself in the process. Can she continue to be everything for everyone, or will season 19 force her to make choices that finally put her own happiness first? Then there is Tim. For years, fans have watched him stumble, fight, argue, and redeem himself, only to stumble again. His story is a reminder that growth is never a straight path. In season 19, Tim is confronted by ghosts from his past, mistakes he thought were buried, regrets he hoped to leave behind. These old memories resurface, demanding answers. The suspense in Tim's story is not about whether he loves his family, because he always has. It is about whether he can finally learn to show that love without causing harm. Will Tim finally become the father and grandfather he has long struggled to be, or will he repeat the same patterns that have haunted him for years? The younger generation adds a different kind of energy to the season. Georgie, with her determination and ambition, carries the theme of dreams versus reality. She has always wanted more than what the ranch alone can offer, but chasing dreams often comes with sacrifice. In season 19, Georgie must decide how much of her heart belongs to the ranch and how much belongs to the world beyond it. Fans are left wondering, will Georgie's pursuit of success take her further away from the family, or will it ultimately bring her closer to her roots? Nathan, though newer to the story, represents the uncertainty of stepping into a family that has been through so much. His place at Heartland is not fully defined yet, and in this season, he may either become a bridge that strengthens the family bond or a spark that creates new conflicts. What makes all of this so powerful is the way Heartland grounds suspense in reality. It does not need car chases or explosive drama. Instead, the tension lies in the quiet moments, the pause before Jack speaks, the look in Amy's eyes as she faces a hard choice, the silence that follows a family argument. The suspense comes from knowing these characters so deeply that every word, every decision matters. It comes from the fear of loss, the hope of redemption, and the question of whether love and unity will be strong enough to endure the storms ahead. Season 19 is not just moving forward, it is carrying everything from the past along with it. Every memory, every scar, every lesson will shape what happens next. And as fans watch, they know they are not just seeing a story, they are witnessing the continuation of a legacy that has lasted nearly 2 decades and one that still has the power to surprise, to heal, and to inspire. Change is never easy at Heartland, and Season 19 leans into that truth with a raw honesty that fans will instantly recognize. For years, the ranch has been a safe haven, a place where wounds could heal, dreams could grow, and family ties could hold strong no matter the storm. But now, new beginnings bring uncertainty, and the weight of old memories makes every step forward feel like walking a tightrope. This delicate balance between holding on and letting go is where the season finds its deepest emotional pull. One of the central storylines revolves around Amy and her daughter. For Amy, motherhood has always been about guiding Lindy with patience, love, and the same wisdom passed down from Marion and Jack. But in Season 19, there's a shift. Lindy is no longer the little girl who simply follows. She is forming her own thoughts, her own dreams, and even her own stubborn streak. This creates moments of tension, not because there is no love, but because there is too much love. Amy wants to protect her daughter from the same heartbreak she endured, while Lindy wants to carve her own path. The suspense lies in whether Amy will learn to trust Lindy enough to let her stumble, or whether she will hold on too tightly, risking the very independence her daughter needs. Jack, meanwhile, faces his own private struggle. He has always been the anchor, the one who steadies the family when life threatens to pull them apart. But in Season 19, he begins to feel the fragility of time pressing down on him. Every sunrise at the ranch is a reminder that he cannot protect his family forever. Viewers will notice moments where Jack pauses longer, where he looks at Amy, Lou, or the ranch itself with an unspoken question. What will happen when I am no longer here to guide them? The suspense here is quiet, but powerful. Will Jack find peace in knowing he has prepared them, or will he fight against the inevitable, clinging to control even as time slips away? Tim's arc adds a very different kind of energy. Unlike Jack, who worries in silence, Tim has always battled his demons loudly, often leaving broken pieces for others to pick up. In Season 19, however, the stakes feel higher, past mistakes return, and people he hurt before may not be as forgiving this time. Tim's greatest fear has always been losing the love and respect of his family, and in this season, that fear inches closer to reality. He must decide whether he will finally learn to break his old cycles, or whether he will once again sabotage his own happiness. Fans know that Tim's unpredictability makes him one of the most suspenseful characters to follow, because his choices have the power to either heal or divide the family in ways that could last forever. Lou's journey this season is about limits. For years, she has stretched herself thin, carrying the burdens of leadership, motherhood, and family. But every person has a breaking point, and in Season 19, Lou may finally reach hers. The suspense is not whether she will rise to the challenge, fans already know her strength, but whether the constant demands will cost her something she cannot get back. Will Lou finally put her own heart first, or will she keep sacrificing her happiness for the sake of everyone else? And then there is Georgie, standing at the crossroads of ambition and loyalty. She has always dreamed big, and in Season 19, opportunities arise that could take her further from Heartland than ever before. Yet the pull of home, of family, of everything the ranch has given her is equally strong. The suspense in Georgie's arc lies in the choices she must make. Does she chase the life she has always imagined, or does she find that what she was looking for has been right in front of her all along? Each decision carries the weight of possibility, and fans will feel that tension with her every step. Even the land itself plays a role this season. Heartland has always been more than just a setting. It is a character in its own right. The ranch holds memories of lost loved ones, moments of triumph, and painful goodbyes. In Season 19, the ranch becomes a mirror of the family's struggles. Old barns creak, fences need mending, and the land demands care. Just as the family must tend to their relationships, they must also tend to the place that has carried them. Through it all, the suspense here is subtle but deeply felt. Can Heartland continue to thrive as the world changes around it, or will the pressures of time and progress begin to wear it down? What makes all of this so gripping is that every storyline connects back to the same question. How do you honor the past while stepping into the future? The suspense is not built on sudden shocks or dramatic twists. It is built on emotion, on choices, on the quiet realization that life never stands still. Season 19 takes everything fans love about Heartland, the family bonds, the heartfelt struggles, the love for horses and land, and pushes it to a place where the stakes are more personal than ever before. As viewers watch these characters wrestle with change, they cannot help but reflect on their own lives. That is the magic of Heartland. It does not just tell a story, it invites you to feel it, to see yourself in it, to carry its lessons into your own world. And in Season 19, those lessons are clearer, sharper, and more emotional than ever. As the season draws deeper into its story, the theme of new beginnings and old memories reaches its most powerful expression. Heartland. Season 19 reminds us that moving forward is never a clean break from the past. Every new step carries echoes of what came before, and every decision shapes the memories yet to be made. This is where the show shines, pulling audiences into a journey that is as much about the heart as it is about the ranch. Amy stands at the very center of this delicate balance. Her bond with the horses has always been her way of healing, but in Season 19 that gift takes on new meaning. She begins to see her role not just as a healer of horses, but as someone who can guide people too. This shift feels both inspiring and heavy, because it forces Amy to confront her own wounds while helping others with theirs. The suspense here is intimate and emotional. Will Amy allow herself to truly embrace this new beginning? Or will the weight of old memories keep her tied to grief and hesitation? Every moment she spends teaching Lindy, working with troubled horses, or offering quiet strength to her family builds toward this question. For Lindy, Season 19 is about discovery. She is old enough now to notice the complexities around her, to see that life is not as simple as fairy tales or bedtime stories. Her growth is a reminder to viewers that the future of Heartland does not rest only on Amy's shoulders. It belongs to the next generation as well. Lindy's innocence, curiosity, and occasional defiance create suspense in a new way. Fans cannot help but wonder, what kind of person will she become under the shadow of so many powerful legacies? Will she carry the lessons of her family forward, or will she challenge them, rewriting what it means to be a Fleming Borden at Heartland? Jack's presence in this season feels almost like the voice of time itself. Every look, every pause, every piece of advice he gives carries more weight than before. Fans know he has weathered more storms than anyone, and yet, Season 19 shows that even the strongest foundations feel the strain of years gone by. Jack's wisdom is tested in ways that will leave viewers holding their breath. Will he find comfort in knowing he has given his family the strength to survive, or will he fight against his own fears of being forgotten? In many ways, Jack represents the bridge between the old memories and the new beginnings. His every word lingers, as if the show itself is asking us not to take him for granted. Lou continues to struggle with balance between being a leader, a mother, and a sister. In Season 19, those struggles reach a breaking point. The suspense surrounding her arc does not come from whether she can endure. Everyone knows Lou's resilience, but from the toll it takes. Will her constant sacrifices finally lead her to lose sight of her own happiness? The questions surrounding her choices remind fans that even the strongest family members need care, and sometimes the bravest thing to do is admit you cannot do it all. Georgie's path pulls the story outward, toward the larger world beyond the ranch. She is faced with opportunities that could fulfill her deepest dreams, but at the cost of leaving behind the people and place that shaped her. This tension makes her arc one of the most suspenseful in the season. Fans are left wondering if she will chase the bright lights of her ambitions or realize that the roots of her heart run deeper than she ever imagined. Her struggle mirrors the universal conflict between chasing independence and honoring where you come from. Tim's journey in Season 19 is perhaps the most unpredictable of all. He has always been a man of extremes, capable of great love, but also of great mistakes. In this season, the ghosts of his past come knocking louder than ever. Relationships he once took for granted resurface with consequences and decisions he avoided now demand answers. The suspense lies in whether Tim will finally learn from his mistakes or repeat the same cycles, dragging those around him into his storm. His storyline forces the question, can people truly change, or do old patterns always find a way back? What makes Season 19 unforgettable is how all these arcs intertwine, weaving a tapestry of emotion that is both suspenseful and deeply human. Every character's story feeds into the larger theme, the tension between holding on and letting go. Heartland does not give easy answers. It offers moments of beauty, of heartbreak, of quiet reflection, and of joyful discovery. And that is what keeps viewers returning season after season, the promise that no matter how much changes, the heart of the ranch, the love, the resilience, the sense of belonging remains. As the season builds toward its finale, fans will be left with the feeling that something important is shifting. It is not just another chapter, it feels like the start of a new era. Old memories will always live within the walls of the ranch, but new beginnings are waiting just beyond the horizon. The suspense does not end when the credits roll. It lingers, making you wonder what the future holds for Heartland, and reminding you that some stories stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Heartland Season 19 is more than just a continuation of a story. It is a reminder of why we fell in love with this series in the first place. It takes us back to the old memories that shaped the ranch, the family, and the bonds we cherish, while also daring us to imagine what lies ahead in this new beginning. Each character carries a piece of the past and a glimpse of the future, and together, they weave a journey that is emotional, suspenseful, and unforgettable. As fans, we hold on to these moments because they mirror our own lives. We see ourselves in Amy's strength, in Jack's wisdom, in Lou's sacrifices, in Georgie's choices, and even in Tim's struggles. Heartland reminds us that family is not just about blood, it is about the ties that carry us through joy and sorrow, through change and uncertainty. Season 19 proves that no matter how much time passes, the heart of Heartland still beats as strongly as ever. And so, as this season unfolds, one question remains. How will these new beginnings shape the legacy of Heartland? And what old memories will guide them forward? That suspense, that mystery, is what will keep us watching, waiting, and feeling every moment right alongside the characters we love.